My name is Lisa Perry. I'm the director of the Students First Center. We are your campus one-stop. So if you have called admissions or financial aid, you have actually called the Students First Center. We are your one-stop on campus. We answer questions about admissions, financial aid, the registrar's office, and billing. I am joined by friends and colleagues from all across campus tonight. Our goal tonight is to get you kind of situated with next steps. So we're going to do big picture next steps and then talk a little bit more detail about summer session opportunities, academic advising and registration, and like preparing for financial aid and understanding your bill. So I think we will get started. Let's get into our third slide now. Ready, Chris? Okay, so I'm going to drop a link over here in chat one more time. This link that I gave you is from our admitted student website. It's a very helpful website. If you haven't been there yet, I highly recommend perusing through it. It's listed kind of in the order of importance of everything that you're going to need to do from now until the start of the semester. At the very top is a link that says download your handy UC Merced Next Steps Guide, which is what you're actually looking at on this screen. So you don't need to screenshot anything. You can download this yourself. Also, tonight is being recorded, so we will be emailing out the recording. We'll be putting it on the website too, so people can easily get back to it. Our format tonight is going to be pretty much us sharing information with you. And then towards the end, we're going to do live questions. So you'll just raise your hand, ask your question, and we'll go from there. At the very, very end, I've got another link for you, which is how you're going to get entered to win the free parking. And then there's a couple of questions on there that you're not required to answer, but you can if you need more help. And then we'll follow up with you either tomorrow or Monday. All right, so big picture, things you need to do. We're in the month of May. If you haven't already done it, today is the deadline for first year housing applications. Oh, I see that we have our old deadline on this one. So we extended the SIR deadline. So it's actually where it says 5/6 and 5/7. It should be 5/14. So today is the deadline for first year students to submit their housing contract and sign it. So if you started a housing application like yesterday or the day before, you need to make sure you go back in and sign your contract today. Easy peasy. And then what we're doing right now, it's your webinar. We will be doing webinars every month. This month there's 2, next month there's 1. In July, I think there's 2, and then in August, there's 1. The webinars are designed to kind of give you information like as you need it so that we can kind of guide you through all of these steps. We don't want you to feel overwhelmed about, everything you need to do this summer. We want you to know that we've got you and that we are here to support you and we're going to guide you through it. So no need to stress. We're going to get through this together. The other deadline that's this week is your placement exams. And we're going to talk more about placement exams when our academic advising staff come on in a little bit. But the placement exams in general, they're all done online. If you're required, if we want you to take the placement exam, it's listed on your checklist. Now, there are a few exceptions to that, which we will talk about in a little bit. The other webinar that's later this month, if we've got any parents on or if you want to share with your parents on the 21st of this month, we've got a family webinar. So any of your family that is going to be supporting you through kind of the next 4 years of your academic journey, they're welcome to come and we'll have some comments. All right, let's touch on July real quick. So on the flip side of this is July and August, and you'll see there's much less to do in July and August. Although the most important thing that happens in July is you absolutely need to get your transcripts in. Your transcripts and any tests that you took in high school that you want to be applied to your academic record here, those need to be submitted in July. So before, if you're a high school student, and actually if you're a transfer student, before you leave your current institution, whether it's a community, The health insurance waiver is due in July. So all students at UC Merced and actually any University of California, you're required to carry major medical coverage. However, if you have your own insurance and it meets the criteria, you can waive out of ours. That item should be live on your checklist already, so you can go in and start looking at it and filling it out. But the deadline to get it done is July 27th, and you absolutely cannot miss that deadline. We are doing a webinar at the beginning of July. You'll see it right there on the 9th. It's health insurance and university must-do. So our health insurance team will be on, and they will be kind of going over that process for everyone. August gets really exciting. That's when your bill is due. That's when you're going to move into your dorms or wherever you're living in Merced. It's when new student orientation happens, and that's going to be both for parents and students. And then classes actually start on August 26th. Okay, that was a lot of dates and deadlines, but like I said, we're going to get you a downloadable version of this. So just kind of look at big picture right now. I'm going to go into showing you, I think, a view of your checklist real quick. Right? I think that one might be next. Yeah. Okay. So if you have not already done this, but I think many of you have, in your UC Merced portal, which is called Connect, it's where you got your admissions decision. It's where you should be looking at your financial aid. You also have an icon in there that says checklist. Everybody's checklist is personalized and it updates almost in real time, not instantly. Some of them take like 15 minutes to update. Some of them go into a pending status while we review them. So they all kind of work a little bit differently, but know that your checklist is displaying to you what is required for you. We don't put stuff on here if it's not required. Every single one of the checklist items, it's a blue hyperlink, so you can click on it and it will tell you a little bit more about that checklist item. If they have a red X next to them and the status column says unsatisfied, that item is not done. So you need to do it. Once they're done, they will move down into that green completed section and they will, okay, we will circle back to this. So if you are someone who is expecting to receive financial aid, this is what I call your crystal ball of figuring out how much you are probably going to need to pay or get as a refund this upcoming fall semester. Chris is going to drop the link for how you get to it. We call this our affordability tool. And basically what you're looking at here is section A are your potential charges. The only thing that's not completely accurate is your food and housing. And that's because we don't know what size dorm you want to live in. We don't know which meal plan you're going to go with. So this is an editable document. You can go in and put the specific number. Like if you know I want to be in a triple, you can go in and type in the triple number and it will auto recalculate for you. Super handy dandy. If you're not living on campus, that line is going to be 0. Section B is all the kind of free money that we gave you. So your grants and scholarships, which congratulations, you probably all see stuff in there. And then section C is any loans that you have accepted. Nobody can accept loans until after July 1st, so that will populate to 0 for everybody right now. I think we're going to move on to summer session. So I'm going to have my best friend, Tammy Johnson, come on.
Thank you so much, Dr. Perry. Welcome to UC Merced Bobcats. We're so excited to have you here. My name is Tammy Johnson, and I serve as the Executive Director for Summer Session here at UC Merced. I have 2 opportunities that I want to first talk to you about. These are with our Summer Start program. We have 2 programs available to you if you're interested in coming and starting early. Our first program is Summer Bridge. Summer Bridge is essentially designed for students who want to come and take their first math class. So whether you are taking pre-calculus or if you're ready for calculus, we have both of those courses available, both versions of Calculus 1. So once you take your placement exam and you know where you're placing into for math, you would be able to decide Financial aid is available. We're super excited to have students participate in this program. If for some reason you're not prepared to take your first math class or you want to take something else, but you're interested in participating in Summer Bridge, drop me an email or email Summer Session, and we can have a discussion about what might work for you. Our second option is our Summer Edge program. Our Summer Edge program is really there to give you a second chance at a placement assessment or exam. So if you take your math placement exam or you take the chem placement exam or the writing assessment and you think you could have done better than you did, you can enroll in one, two, or three of these Summer Edge courses. They are completely free. They are online. They begin on June 29th. They're somewhat self-paced learning modules, but they are also supported by program learning assistants and instructors. And if you complete the Summer Edge learning module, you have a second chance to take the placement exam for that discipline. So both of these programs are accessed through our Summer Start application, and that's the QR code for the Summer Start application. And more information about both programs can be found on the Summer Session website, which is summersession.ucmerced.edu. And if we could go to the next slide, I can tell you many of the courses that are offered during the regular academic year and many of the courses that are in high demand, we offer those courses during the summer. So if you're interested in enrolling in Summer Session, either as a first-year student or an incoming transfer student, you can request access to enroll in Summer Session by submitting a Summer Session application. So again, I give you the summersession.ucmerced.edu. Click on the tab for Enroll across the top and submit an application for Summer Session. What that does is triggers us to give you access to enroll in summer classes, and you would have access to enroll in summer courses. For Summer Session, and this is for Summer Bridge, for Summer Session courses, you need to submit a FAFSA for the prior year. So that's a FAFSA for the 2025-2026 school year. If you are a transfer student, you need to go in and have your FAFSA or CADA shared to UC Merced. If you're an incoming first-year student, you'll need to fill out that prior year FAFSA, which will be weird because you'll be saying I'm a college student, but really for most of that you're a high school student.
Thanks, Jamie. Hello, everybody. My name is Nora Garcia. I'm an academic advisor over.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Mesa. I'm also an academic advisor at the Bobcat.
So Nora and Maria are just two of the friendly faces you'll see when you come to meet your advisor this fall. We'll see you at orientation. If you are a first-year student, meaning you recently graduated high school or it's happening in the next few weeks, and you've never been a full-time college student anywhere, we call you a first-year student, formerly known as freshman. We like the term first year. And also any undeclared students, your home for advising will be with us in the Bobcat Advising Center on the first floor of the library. We will be reaching out to you all summer long, but we want to hit on a few frequent questions we're getting from first-year students about what to expect. Obviously, you have months worth of checklists to do that Lisa introduced. Please follow those. Make sure you're hitting those deadlines because those will inform how we advise you this summer and help you get started in your first year without any hiccups. The most common question we're getting right now is how and when do I register for classes? How do I know what to take? Do I have to take this class or that class, or is this one required? That's our job in academic advising to help you out. But what we do for all first-year students at UC Merced is something called Smart Start. And Smart Start is a predetermined schedule. It's created by your major department. They reserve seats in classes and block them together in schedules that are ideal for first-year students. So we ensure that everyone who participates in Smart Start will get at least 12 units of required courses for their first semester in the fall. You can add more, you can adjust it during the year, but we would like to give you a really strong start and make sure that you're taking at least 3 courses, at least 12 units to get a really strong start with us in the fall, and you're not scrambling to figure out what to take. So what will happen is if you sign up for orientation by June 3rd, which is the preferred deadline, that also gives you access to your highest selection of great orientation sessions that we're planning for you. So the earlier, the better on that. Everyone who signs up for orientation by June 3rd, who is a first-year or undeclared student, will be automatically registered via Smart Start. So we're going to pick out your schedules for you in June. We're going to register you in there, and then by, I believe it is June 22nd-ish, you'll be able to see what we've put you in. So to get you that great schedule, we need a couple things from you. So we need your placement test scores. Hopefully you've all been working on that. I know it's a really busy time of year. You've got prom, you've got senior sunset, you've got skip day, you've got your class trip. Getting those test scores in, those placement exams, lets us know the best place to put you in your first year to set you up for success. Your IB or IB or AP test scores. If you have those out there, make sure you get those guys in as soon as possible, because again, that might waive a class for you or put you further in to a sequence of courses, especially for things like math and writing. If you've been doing dual enrollment, a lot of students nowadays are taking classes at their community college, either during the summer while they're in high school or continuously enrolled while they're still in high school. You probably have some transcripts out there. It is okay to send an incomplete transcript, but
Um, Nothing much besides enjoying the last uh couple of days, weeks of high school. Enjoy yourself before this big transition. We're excited to see you. We'll be seeing you soon. But if you have any questions, like Jamie said, feel free to email our general email located there on the bottom right hand of the screen. But just can't stress enough, enjoy high school. If you still are in session. I know there's different end dates for every high school, but just enjoy it. And we'll be starting very soon.
Hello, everybody. My name is Linda Safer, and I am the Transfer Academic Advisor for the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts. I'll be dropping in our website link in the Zoom chat for you all to reference in the future as well. So if you're a transfer student and you see the major that you're declared in on this list here, can I get a little reaction from you at the bottom? I'd love to see how many of you are here with us today. We have a growing list of majors and minors that we have available, including business administration, which isn't reflected on this list, but we have a lot of exciting programs coming soon. Common question I'm getting as well is about registration for the fall semester, which is going to work a little bit differently for you all as transfer students. So you will all be getting an email from me the week of June 15th. And it'll be titled Fall 2026 Course Recommendations. And on that list, it will provide you with what courses to register in for the fall semester. Between now and then, I'm reviewing your transcripts. So as Lisa mentioned, very important to get those all submitted as soon as possible. I take a look at the transcripts, see what courses you've taken, and then recommend the courses for you to enroll in the fall to make sure you're not taking anything that you maybe already will have credit for from your previous institution. As transfer students, I do try really hard to take into consideration that some of you might be commuting or some of you might be working full time or have other obligations outside of just academics. So in my course recommendations to you all, specifically for majors like psychology, it can be a little bit more flexible to have most of your courses listed on like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. So as much as I'm able to, I try to give you options for you to select within those days of the week. Otherwise, feel free to mix and match your courses through the Monday through Friday. Your registration date will be June 22nd. So again, that email from me will be coming the week prior. If you need to get a hold of me sooner than then, if you have any questions, I have my email linked here for you all. As Jamie mentioned, it's very important to access your UC Merced email address, because sometimes if you're emailing from your personal email address, it can flag as spam and it might not get into my inbox. And so emailing through your UC Merced email address, just make sure all of your student information is protected. I do offer specific virtual walk-in hours on Wednesday mornings for you all, specifically the fall 26th incoming cohort of transfer students. My walk-in availability is listed there for you all. If Wednesdays don't work for you, I do have in-person and virtual walk-ins on other days of the week as well. So feel free to swing by on one of those dates if that works better for you. If you're looking to get a graduation plan created, if you're eager to know when you're on track to graduate, we will be having a meeting with each other this fall semester called your mandatory transfer transition meeting. where we will essentially create that graduation plan so you know what courses to take in your future semesters here at UC Merced. And then one important note that specifically applies to transfer students and transfer students within the School of Social Sciences, Humanities, and Arts, placement exams. If they're on your student checklist, they generally are not required for you all. So if this is something you want to double check, again, feel free to email me or swing by my walk-in hours. But essentially, the courses that you've taken prior to coming to UC Merced are the information that we need for your placement into your major. And most of our majors don't require those math and science courses to place you into. And so they're generally not required for you all. So if that's the case, you can disregard those on your checklist. And I'll go ahead and pass it on over to our next transfer advisor in the School of Natural Sciences.
Thanks, Linda. Good evening, everyone. My name is Erica Robbins. I'm the Director of Student Services in the School of Natural Sciences, and I am the transfer advisor. So in the School of Natural Sciences, we offer majors in applied math. Yes, show me the love. Biology, #1 major on campus. Yes, chemistry, data science and computing, environmental system science, and physics. So like Linda, I'm going to share some kind of FAQs at this stage. Fall registration, hot topic. Yes, you will also get a personalized course list from me sent via email the week of June 15th. So do be on the lookout for that. I will put in a list of like required classes, like prioritize these for the fall, and then some options if those don't work out, or options to add like a fourth class. So do take a look, do carefully review that email. Classes in the sciences are highly sequential, as you probably know. So I'm putting you in the next level class. So if you need organic chemistry 2, that's going to be on your list. If you didn't finish physics at community college and you're a physics major, you're going to be taking the next level lower division physics. But I do try to give you as many options as possible. There might also be some GE options as well. So again, read that very carefully, but I'm definitely available for any questions that you all have. How to get in touch with me. So email is best, and my email is listed right there. I do have walk-ins and appointments available throughout the summer, in person and virtual. It really just depends on what works best for you. Our office hours are updated every week, and you can get me at that link right there. And I'll drop our link here in the chat also to our website, which has tons of information along with the link to the office hours that's listed there. And like Linda, grad plans or ed plans, we will do those in the fall as well. We will have a required meeting where I'm going to carefully evaluate all of your transfer credit and apply credits to as many requirements as possible so that you can graduate in a timely manner. But we can't do that until your transcripts have been received and evaluated. So that's why we'll do those in the fall. If you have questions about the courses that are recommended to you for the fall semester, if you have unique circumstances.
Okay, I think that might conclude our presentation. Before we jump into questions, I'm gonna do one quick thing. First of all, this is our Students First Center team, so when you call us, this is who's answering the phones. Chris, I think we can turn off the slides for now so they can just see us, and then we can switch in and out of websites if we need to. I am going to drop a link to a form. It's a Microsoft form in chat right now. That is how you can get entered to win the free parking. If you just want to get entered to win the free parking, all you need to do is put your name and email in it. You don't need to do anything else. But I did put like 3 or 4 other questions on there. In case you don't get your question answered tonight, we will follow up with you. So I'm going to put that in there, and then while I do that, I see we've already got 3 people with their hands raised, so we're just going to go in the order that they were raised. Here come more. Here they all come. So, Chris, do you want to call on when I put that link in there? Just unmute yourself.
Are you speaking about classes at your high school or classes that you have dual enrollment at a community college?
In my high school, I've taken AP exams and a few dual enrollment classes, and I don't know if those will transfer. after the fact that I did the placement exam?
Yeah. So we won't get your AP scores until if you're taking any AP classes right now and you just took those exams last week, we're not going to get those scores probably until July. So what we recommend in that case is take the placement just in case, because on the off chance that you don't get the score you wanted, we want to make sure you're in the right class. If you do get the score that would potentially waive a math or writing class, for instance, then you're covered. We're not going to force you to take the class if the score covers it. If you're enrolled currently in a class like writing or math at a community college and those grades aren't final yet, then again, we're not going to, if we're not going to have those grades, we don't know where to place you. So having those placement tests done is just a safe way to make sure that you.
All right, next person.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I couldn't find the mute button. I just had a quick question going along with the placement exams. I just took both of mine. I took one yesterday and one today. And I was just wondering when we get to find out our total score. I know I saw my score for the chemistry exam, but for the math, I know it's like a combined score. So I was kind of wondering when we find that out. And then I have like one more.
I can attempt. I'm not 100% certain what it looks like in the student view to find the scores. That's the only thing I'm fuzzy on. So if someone else can jump in on that. But your math, yeah. So your chemistry score should be fed and should be there already if you took it within the last day or so. The math, please allow 2 to 3 business days for us to enter that, and then the system will provide that sum total. So I would say early next week, you'll be able to see your total score in the UCM Connect portal, but I'm not 100% certain. Thank you, Jamie. Oh, that's AP scores, yes, but I
Sorry,
cannot remember.
That was not that.
That's okay. Thank you, Chris. I cannot remember where in the portal students can see it. And so also to clarify, the exams are for placement, they do not exempt. So the chart that Jamie provided there in the chat, that is for AP, that is an exam or a way to get course credit through an exam. The placement is only placement. You don't get course credit for anything if you score super high. But if you score super high, that's great because that means you're ready to go into general chemistry and calculus. Does that answer your questions?
Yes, it's just because someone had said something like that. I kind of figured if we do super high, we get to kind of pick. Do we get to pick exactly what math class we want to go into, or do you guys do that for us? Because I don't want to, if I play super high and I don't want to get put into a super high math class, that's the only thing I'm kind of worried about.
Yeah, for sure. So for math specifically, is that the subject you're concerned about?
Yeah, chemistry,
Okay.
I pretty much scored really high on it. It's just the math I'm concerned
Yeah.
about because, yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So if you're part of Smart Start, you're going to likely get registered in the class that you qualify for, which won't be any higher than Calculus 1. If you decide that you don't want to take Calculus 1 and then you would rather prepare and take our pre-calculus class, contact your Bobcat Advising Center advisor and they will help you out. And that is totally fine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
And a quick note though about placements for writing. So the writing readiness review is not so much a placement exam as it is a reflective process where you kind of give feedback and assess your own comfort with college level writing. So when you do the writing readiness review, it's going to give you a recommendation whether to take writing 1 or writing 10. And to be perfectly clear, writing 1 is not remedial. It is considered first semester English composition. However, depending on how you respond to things on the readiness review, they might recommend that you go directly into writing 10. You will have options there. If you aren't sure, there isn't an option for you to have a consultation with our writing faculty, and they can help you decide which course is best for you if the tools on that writing readiness review are not clear.
Great, thank you, Addison. And I did not introduce myself earlier, but my name is Chris Green. I'm Assistant Director for the Students First Center, and I'm a UC Merced alumni. So contact us if you have questions about your checklist. And I will go on to our next person, which is Rain. Rain, I hope I'm saying your name right. What is your question?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I actually have 2 questions. I've been having some trouble with orientation and my writing placement. For orientation, I go to I click the button orientation on my Connect, and it pops up saying invalid major for my liberal studies. I'm not quite sure what to do. I've called orientation, but it said that the phone line is down, and I know it's coming up soon, so I don't want to miss it, especially because I live in LA, so I don't want to miss something and have to drive all the way over there, 5 hours away. So that's my first question.
Okay, sorry, I was multitasking. I only heard the first part about orientation. So we are aware that it's somewhat broken, and they are working to fix it. That's what she asked about, right, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to add to that?
Yeah, orientation, if you're having issues with it, it would be good to maybe email orientation@ucmerced.edu with your student ID number and maybe a screenshot of the error that you are experiencing. That way they could help follow up with you. Great, thank you. We'll go over to one more question.
I had a question. I just did some dual enrollment classes with MJC while still being in high school, and I made sure to include them in my application for UC Merced. Or do I have to do or will the Smart Start already have it included in the system?
So did you put the courses on your application or did you send us a transcript?
I think I did both. Like on the application, I sent you
Okay.
my transcript too, and I put it in the application
Okay, so
too.
to get credit, like official credit for any dual enrollment class, we have to get a transcript, an official sealed transcript you haven't touched directly from that institution. So if you didn't do that, or if you've taken classes since you originally applied, you'll want to send an updated transcript with any scores that you, or any new grades that you have from this spring.
Okay, and then do you know where I send that in at?
Yeah, you're going to send it to the registrar's office, and let me.
No worries. We will go over to our next person.
I wanted to ask, I know you guys mentioned at the beginning of the webinar that to stay to check our Merced email account often. I wasn't sure where I can access that, so it would be great if someone can let me know.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So my question was also kind of related to orientation, but it was a little different because instead of saying unavailable, like the previous person speaking, it just, for me, when I go to the orientation website, I click it, I open it, it just doesn't it just doesn't show me any links. And then I emailed the orientation email that you guys put in the chat. I remember I emailed them. I emailed them from my UC Merced email. I emailed them from my personal email, and nobody got back to me ever. And so I was wondering what you guys think I should do, or I don't know, some general advice for that.
Yeah, I think for everybody that's on tonight, if anybody is having registration issues with orientation, send them an email and take a screenshot. Report as much information as you can. I'm using this browser. I've tried clearing my cache and history. I've tried another browser. Try all the things. You know how IT always tells you, have you unplugged it and plugged it back in? Try all the things before you send them the email. And then we have also reported it to them. We've sent in screenshots on behalf of students. So they're working with their vendor to get the tool fixed. We'll get an email out to everybody because it is a widespread issue right now. We'll get an email out as soon as we know it's fixed. So don't worry. So right here at the top is where your email is. And the first time you click on it, it's going to ask you some settings information. So just go through those and then it will pop up. Very good that you asked where that was. And since I'm here, let me show you a couple of other things that are in here. This is where your checklist is. This is where you view your financial aid. Although right now I recommend you use that tool that we linked to you earlier. It's very helpful. You can get to housing applications here. When it's time to add and drop classes, this is where you're going to do it. In August and July, this is where you'll see your bill. This is where you'll see your schedule. All the stuff is in here. And this will get you to where you're going to need to fill out that health insurance waiver if you need to do one of those as well. So I know there's still a lot of questions. Actually, we got it down to 29. That's not totally terrible. But we're out of time for the evening. That form that I sent you all has the ability to ask questions on it. So just fill that out or just proactively contact the Students First Center. And you can email us right now if you want to. It's gonna take us like a day or two to get back to you. Business days. We don't work on the weekends. We don't live there. So just give us a little bit of time, but we will get back to you. If anybody still needs that link to that form, throw thumbs up and I can put it back out. Otherwise, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll get the recording out in a couple of days. Make sure you're checking your email regularly and make sure you're downloading that handout that we provided earlier as well. And thank you everybody for joining us tonight. All of you presenters too. That's where I'm at. All right. Bye everybody.
Have a great night.